This is our first fight of the night, a bantamweight bout between Amin Sweet Dreams Almelik and Dan Sharpshooter Shapiro. Almelik made his pro debut last year in an amazing battle at BTC 16. The decision went against him, but has since earned his first pro victory and looks to continue the momentum into Kingston. In his way is an opponent from south of the border, Dan Shapiro. Shapiro is a retired U.S. Marine hailing from Boston, Massachusetts. With a well-rounded game of his own, he looks to take a victory stateside. It's a bantamweight battle to kick off the night. This is Amin Almelik versus Dan Shapiro.
It looks like a great striker versus striker matchup. Should be a great one to start things off, and it's just going to be a great night of fights. A lot of bantamweight fights on this card. I know that makes you happy, Josh.
I love it. I love seeing the bantamweight.
I mean, what a way to kick things off here with Amin Almelik and Dan Shapiro. You can see there, Dan, obviously much older, height advantage there for Amin. Weight's about the same, and a reach advantage going to Almelik. That'll set us up here for our opening bout.
And here we go, BTC fight fans. This matchup is set over 3 rounds in the bantamweight division, being brought to you tonight by champion. 4 ages all humanity kicked at this time, starting with your referee, Patrick Goulet. And now your fighters. First, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the gray trunks trimmed in black. Standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, he weighed in at 135.2 pounds. He's a freestyle mixed martial artist representing Kaizen. He comes to the BTC cage with an even record of 1 win and 1 loss. Fighting out of Tampa Bay, Florida, by way of Brockton, Massachusetts, ladies and gentlemen, here is Dan the Sharpshooter Shapiro. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks trimmed in red. Standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, he weighed in at 135.4 pounds. He's a striking specialist representing Aegis MMA. He comes to the BTC cage with a record of 1 win and 2 losses, looking to even up. Fighting out of and representing Oakville, Ontario, ladies and gentlemen, here is Clean Amin Almelik. Referee Patrick Goulet with final fight instruction.
All right, we're the rules. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourselves at all times. If you want to touch gloves, do so now.
This BTC bantamweight matchup will be decided in 3 rounds or less.
Well, here we go. Our first fight of 2023 bantamweight bouts. Amin Almelik and Dan Shapiro.
Right away you see Amin with the southpaw stance, Dan in the orthodox stance.
Well, looks like Shapiro may have tried to shoot in for the takedown or got a little clip there. You should as well know Shapiro did spend some time when he started out in MMA with Joe Lozon at Lozon's in Boston before moving to Mississippi and now residing in Tampa, Florida.
Yeah, Shapiro looking to close that distance with punches, get inside on Amin, put him against the cage here and look for the takedown.
Well, this is the aspect Amin was telling us that he's really worked on, the grappling, the jiu-jitsu. He got put down in that fight with Ryan Yapsum here back at BTC 16 last summer, and he felt that took him out of the fight early with Yapsum scoring points when he got to the ground in these wall positions, and Shapiro trying to implement that kind of game plan early.
Yeah, and Almelik, coming from that Muay Thai background, that's what he needed to work on the most. Wrestling, keeping it on the feet, getting guys away from him, getting guys out of this position right here. And I know working at Aegis and Niagara Top Team, he's been working wall wrestling quite a bit, and he's working on, he's got a nice knee there from Almelik. Oh,
a couple good knees to the body there from Almelik. And Shapiro now trying to have that high crotch.
So he's in on this single. He's trying to pull him off the cage here, but Almelik doing a good job with his overhook and bicep control to keep Dan from changing levels and getting that takedown.
Shapiro really pushing forward. Some good knees now to the lead leg there of Almelik. But Almelik will fire back with a knee of his own.
You can hear both fighters kind of talking to each other, and they're right in front of us here. Dan still on that single leg. He's going to try and pull him off here. There's chest pressure. Nice takedown.
Good takedown there for Dan Shapiro. Shapiro had his whole family drive up from the Boston area here to Kingston, Ontario. They're at the weigh-ins. This is a big deal for them to come see, their family member compete somewhat close to home.
Absolutely. You see, did a good job getting to his back to the cage there to try to stand up, but Dan did a good job of pulling him off and now stuffing his head down right inside that cage there. And he's controlling that right arm of Almelik, so he can't post up and try to create some space.
It looks to be someone is cut. I think there's a cut above the eyebrow there of Amin Almelik. As Shapiro continues to put the pressure on, winning position and trying to work in half guard here.
So he's got, half butterfly guard here. He's sitting. He's got to look to use that, try to get his legs inside, try to create some space, or at least disrupt the base of Dan to try to get his back against the cage. Because when you're flat on your back here, your hips and your shoulders are on the mat, there's not going to be much you can do. But Dan's doing a good job here of keeping him flat in position and now working some ground and pound.
And get some good elbows in there from Shapiro. Really just controlling the positioning. And if you watch the Ryan Yapsum fight against him, this is almost to a T how the first round went for Amin in that fight.
I'm sure Shapiro watched that. He studied that. This is where he wants to be, especially in the first round. Wants to just wear on Amin, make him carry his weight, do some damage.
Trying to work for advancing his position here is Shapiro, but good work here from Amin trying to clinch and grab some body parts.
See, now he's up on one hip now. He's going to try and use his left overhook there to get up on his right hip, but Dan's following his hips, doing a good job. And he's might look to pass here. Going for a sweep there. Dan was wary of it. Good hips. And this is where he has to push off, create space.
And there's a scramble attempt there from Almelik, and he gets himself back to a vertical base.
That's what you need to do. You need to push off to create space to get his back on the cage and use it to wall walk, but Dan's right on him, not give him any space to get back to that center of the cage.
Almelik was looking there for maybe a judo throw, but didn't have the positioning. And once again, Shapiro trying to grind up Almelik up against the fence.
Oh,
good knees again from Almelik to the body.
And this is exhausting. This is taxing work. I'm sure he's going to go for that single again, try to pull him off, give him chest pressure.
Good balance from Almelik, but followed up with a right hand from Shapiro.
30 seconds left here in the first. This has been a very grueling wrestling and grappling affair, wall wrestling.
It's been a hectic pace, too, so we'll see if these fighters can keep up the pace for the remaining 2 rounds. Shapiro once again controlling, putting Almelik up against the fence as you hear the 10-second clapper.
And right now it's the battle of that head position. See what Dan's got a perfect head position, right? The shorter fighter as well, so keeping his head right on the chin of Almelik, keeping him upright. Good round for Dan Shapiro.
Yeah, it was a good round for Dan Shapiro, especially for somewhat of a road fighter here, pushing the pace, took some shots, but eventually got to implement his game plan, using his wrestling, getting the fight to the ground, and controlling Almelik for the majority of that 5 minutes.
Absolutely. And if I'm Almelik's corner, I'm saying, stick to the center of the cage. Don't let your back get pushed against the cage. Obviously easier said than done, but a lot of angles, a lot of circles, keeping distance and movement. Keep him at the end of your punches. And for Shapiro, I'm corner saying do the exact same thing. Get in tight, use your punches to get inside, push him against the cage, get the takedown again, and just keep looking to ground and pound.
As well, if you're in Almelik's corner, too, as we talked about, kind of a very same fight in the opening round that he had against Ryan Yapsum. Do you definitely talk about that? It's like, look, it's the same thing. Now you got to implement what you just said. Stay off the back of the fence. Try to, find ways to use your striking,
Yeah, that's his strong suit, right? That's what he wants to do. He wants to get away from this. He wants to stay long with his punches and implement his Muay Thai. That's what he wants to do, and Dan knows that, of course. He's not going to stay at length with him and just try to do a Muay Thai fight. He's going to make this an MMA fight and get inside, being the shorter guy, and make it more of a wrestling grappling match and a gritty, dirty boxing match when they're on the feet.
Yeah, Shapiro as well has a boxing background before he ventured full-time into the world of mixed martial arts. But you can see he's really mixed up and spent enough time in MMA to use wrestling to perfection in that opening round. Shapiro tries to come forward. Once again, good 1-2 combo from Shapiro. Good knee again from Almelik.
It's going to be the battle of footwork here, too. Who can get outside that lead leg? Ooh, nice knee attempt there from Almelik, but Shapiro was weary of it.
And there is a takedown attempt from Shapiro, but good work from Almelik to stuff it. But forward pressure, can Shapiro find a way to get the takedown? No. Almelik gets back to his feet, and they are swanging and banging.
And that's a big win right there for Almelik. You know, he got stuff to take down. He's able to keep it on his feet.
Oh, and a big knee from Almelik, but Shapiro eats it.
He eats it and keeps coming forward. Now he's back where he needs to be, back on the cage, pressing Almelik, taking away that space.
And we were talking about this being a grueling fight style. You know, obviously it's worse for Almelik, but you can see Shapiro breathing a little heavy here in the early moments of round 2.
And trying to take guys down. It's absolutely gassing and trying to keep them down. And here too, the clinch work, the pummeling, the wrestling, the hip battles, so tiring, so taxing.
He's trying to once again, Shapiro, get this fight to the ground.
He's looking to step that outside leg, but Amin did a good job of threatening the throw.
And that's just smart as well, because Shapiro's felt the striking exchange, nearly got caught with a knee, or did get caught with the knee, didn't like it, so just use what was working for him in that opening round. Put Almelik up against the fence. But, you know, credit to Almelik, he's finding those openings to land some strikes.
He is, yes. He's throwing nice knees at the body that are landing nice on Shapiro. Attacks him, but he needs to get his back off the cage. He needs to pummel in, circle him off, take that center of the cage again. That's where he needs to be.
Almost
nice elbow there.
Almost a low blow there, but Shapiro, he changes the levels and tries for a double leg takedown this time. Now back to a single leg. Needs the body again from Almelik. Oh, good knee again. That's as well what's kind of fatiguing Shapiro. Not as much as the pressure, but Amin's hitting him right in the midsection, right in the stomach.
And those are grueling. Exactly. I think it's already a tiring fight, but it'll take the wind out of you.
And now Malik's really coming forward with those knees, but Shapiro just drives him back up against the fence.
I can hear Shapiro's corner saying we need doubles, not singles. So they're saying the double leg, trying to get that double leg. A lot harder on the cage to pull him off, but he's trying to do it.
But is there a preference of a takedown, Josh?
It kind of depends on what your opponent gives you. Obviously, the double leg, you can control a little better. You get both those hands wrapped. You can pick them up, send them for a ride. But a single leg will put them on the mat just as well as a double, and usually a bit less energy.
It's just the name of the game right now for Shapiro, if he can find a way to get this fight to the ground. But good takedown defense.
And there's that underhook right there of Almelik to get off the cage. He uses underhook. Nice knees now.
Nice knees and good flurry here from Almelik.
Beautiful elbow over the clinch now. Henry broke free here.
So now we're back to neutral position on the feet.
Nice body kick from Almelik.
Shapiro still trying to come forward, but it's been a really good round for Almelik in some bad positions. Another knee right to the face of Shapiro. Tie clinch trying to be put in effect by Almelik, and now it's Almelik with Shapiro's back up against the fence.
This is where Almelik, he's got him here. He needs to kind of use his wrestling now to disengage. You know, elbows over top and try and get back to that center. He's having success there, and he knows Shapiro's going to shoot, so he's trying to time that knee up the middle, trying to time that kick up the middle.
Trying to get a good switch there by Shapiro to put Almelik back up against the fence. This is a tough round for the judges to score. I'm glad I'm not a judge.
Yeah, this is a very tough round because you've had, Shapiro's pressure coming forward, put him on the cage, making it grueling, but Amin's had the better of the strikes when they do separate and in the clinch.
Yeah, and damage is the name of the game, right?
Yep.
That's where we're learning right now. As Shapiro tries a big left hand and misses.
This is where the head position is key here. Amin's got to try and get underneath and lift him up, get him higher. But Shapiro does a good job of his head position right underneath the chin of Amin, keeping his back on the wall.
And we say this every show. It doesn't look like much is happening here, Josh, but so much is happening.
So much is happening. I know it's to the untrained eye, it seems like, just kind of just stay on each other out, pushing against the cage. But there's so much things, so many technique going on here, and so much energy is being used. Good round.
Oh, it's a very tough round to score, Josh. And heading into the third, what is your unofficial scorecard?
That was a close one, because, like I said, you got Shapiro pressing forward, putting on the cage, but I think Almelik did more damage when they were in the clinch and on the feet. So I think I'm going to have a 1-1 apiece going into third, I think.
I would agree. I think Almelik had the more damaging moments. And you see there, he stuffed a takedown, and Almelik later in the round had a good flurry with the Muay Thai knees.
Yep.
And I think you'll see it coming up here.
There's
right there.
Inside, yeah.
Good knee right to the body. He lands in one as well, there to the body, right to the face as well.
Nice elbow of the top.
And Almelik's, I think, slowly turning the tide. Shapiro's still able to push. There was the best strike of the fight, landed that clean knee right to Shapiro's face.
Yep. And the longer Amin can keep this fight on his feet, he's going to have more and more success, and Shapiro's going to get more and more tired trying to take Amin down. So I think it's 1-1 apiece going to the third, and the fight's up for grabs here. Who can dig down deep and implement their game plan better?
Who can push forward? We didn't know much about Dan Shapiro, just a one-on-one fighter, former U.S. Marine from Tampa Bay, residing in Tampa Bay now, but this guy's really making a name for himself here in the BTC fight promotion here as we go third and final round in our opening bout at BTC 19. Once again, it's Shapiro trying to control the cage.
Yeah, he's trying a nice right hand there from Shapiro and a check right hook from Amin. Yeah, he's trying to press the action and put Amin back on the cage. Use his punches to get inside. Nope.
Tried an uppercut there, did Shapiro.
Nice combination there from both men.
Good jab there from Almelik. Almelik trying to push Shapiro back.
And that's what Almelik needs to do, stay long with that jab, keep him in that center. And he's going to look to land his straight left, and Shapiro's going to look to use his right hand to get inside.
Big uppercut misses from Shapiro. Now Shapiro now wants to strike a little bit here in round three. Shapiro's corner, we can hear saying pressure, pressure. And that's been his game plan so far through 2 rounds. Hook just clips Almelik.
This is where on those exchanges where the height and reach will definitely be the advantage of Almelik being the longer guy, taller guy. So inside leg kick there from Almelik. Dan backs him up with a nice combo.
I was just going to say, Shapiro keeps trying to push Almelik back. A lot of feints going on, a lot of trying to, it's almost like the feeling out process now, and there's nice a good right hand from Shapiro.
Straight right hand against the southpaw. And usually you see Almelik throw more kicks, but I think he's a little bit weary about the takedown. He doesn't want Dan to catch a kick and run it through, put him on his back. So he's doing more boxing right now.
Trying the leg kick there.
Kick. Yeah, low kick.
Is Almelik.
Again, chopping that lead leg.
Trying to, we haven't really seen much leg kicks in this fight, so maybe Almelik sees something here, trying to take away the lead leg here from Dan Shapiro. But 2:46 left in this fight. And Shapiro's had the better moments here in round 3.
Both guys bloodied up. Oh, nice combination there. Shapiro smiles.
Shapiro smiled, which means that probably did affect him a little bit.
There's the kick, the body kick there. Shapiro tried to return.
Battle going on for the cage positioning here is now once again Shapiro trying to force Almelik back up against the fence. Good knee again from Almelik.
That's what he's been trying to time, that left knee. And he called it too when we talked to him pre. He said, I'm going to win this fight by TKO, either left hand or left knee. And he's landed the knee a couple times, but Shapiro's done a good job of taking it and just keep coming forward.
Shapiro is tough as nails. He couple those knees square to the chin or to the cheek area, and he's able to eat them. There's another one from Almelik as Shapiro gets a waist lock and pins Almelik up against the fence.
And that's the risk of throwing that. And if you do not land it flush, you can obviously put a guy straight out with it, but if you land on the thigh, you land on the body, and he runs through, then you risk of him getting inside and taking on your leg. So it's a risk reward. And now Amin finds himself against the cage here again. He's going to look to use that right underhook to turn off, and he does.
And he does, gets the switch in as well. I think it worked out too. He got pinned up against the fence by his corner, so he can get some good coaching as they get the separation.
Nice elbow off the break there. That's one thing Almelik does well. Off the breaks, he throws nice elbows.
And you see Almelik, you want to throw another knee. The opening wasn't there.
There's the body kick, answered by right hand.
Shapiro with a good counter strike of his own. Good right hand from Shapiro.
This is 1 minute left here. It's
anybody's fight.
Anybody's fight here. This is a close one, man.
That's what you want to see to start off 2023 for BTC. Back and forth fight.
Ooh.
And there's a good uppercut that staggers Almelik backwards.
I think he took that one more on the shoulder, kind of knocked him off balance. But
those look good in the judge's eyes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It does. I think somebody's got to come forward and really take this to try and steal this third round. It's really close right now.
It's almost like this round, both guys have so much respect for each other that they're not willing to throw the kitchen sink at each other as there's a right cross that just misses from Shapiro.
Ooh, nice
knee to the body again from Almelik.
I'm sure they're both exhausted from the first few rounds, but this is where they got to dig deep and try and pull out this victory here in the third round.
And once again, get this fight to the ground. Shapiro only had that takedown in round one. Almelik's been able to stuff the majority of them. There's some good elbows from Almelik. Final 10 seconds. This is where you got to let it go, both guys. And there's a good switch. Almelik throwing, and the horn goes to end a very competitive bantamweight bout between Amin Almelik and Dan Shapiro.
Great fight from both men. Very close, very evenly matched. You know, we've had a little bit of everything there. We got some grappling on the ground in the first round. We got a lot of wall wrestling. Got some great striking.
It's a close one to call because for sure round one is for Dan.
It's for Dan.
Round two is for Amin. And then they were just like too respective for each other. Each had their own little moments. So that third round's going to be tough to score.
Very tough.
How do you have it on your unofficial one
Don't
right
ask
now,
me these.
I know. I got to ask you, though.
Oh, man. I don't know. I can see the draw. Can we have draws more?
We could. I mean,
you know.
you never know. That third round, though, felt like the slight edge went to Shapiro.
Yeah?
I felt like he was dictating the pressure. Amin had some moments to the end, but I think as well that uppercut that may have clipped Amin on the shoulder, but he staggered back. Those always look good in the judge's eyes.
True.
Very close fight, but I guess in my unofficial scorecard, I would have it for Dan Shapiro here, but it was a great fight back and forth.
Yeah, very. That's why I'd hate to be a judge, man, because that's a toss-up for me in that third round. And yeah, great fight, man.
That's why we got the best seat in the house right here. We just get to talk about the fight.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't have to write in a scorecard down here, but we shall see as they tally it up here.
Yeah, you know, they're taking their sweet time, are these judges. We take a look at some of the highlights here in round three, Josh.
Ooh, there's that time. Beautiful left knee. He's starting to get a home for that. He's figured out the timing of Shapiro. There it is again, but Shapiro pushes through on the single leg. And you can see, you know, Amin figured out the timing and the distance a bit better in rounds 2 and 3. You know, stayed off his back, was able to reverse the takedown attempts. But then, yeah, the third round was a lot of this, like back and forth, striking. Great fight, though, between both guys.
Well, it looks like we got our scorecards tallied. Momentarily, Pete Trevino will.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big round
now.
of applause for both of the fighters in center cage. After 3 rounds of mixed martial arts, we take it to the judges' scorecards. Judge Woods scores the contest 29-28 for Almelik. Judge Mutter scores the contest 29-28 for Shapiro. And Judge Haniff scores the contest 29-28 for your winner by split decision. Clean,
Amin Almelik wins a razor-close split decision and moves his record to 2-2 as a professional. As you see him give us some daps up there to Dan Shapiro, who's a very game fighter representing Kaizen MMA in Tampa, Florida. And now Amin will talk with the gentleman, Josh Hill.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner, Clean Amin Almelik. And Amin, that was a hell of a fight. A 3-round war. You know, I had him taking the first round. I had you taking the second round. And the third round was very, very close. You guys had to gut it out. Grueling. How did you feel? And first of all, how confident were you when they went to the scorecards?
Honestly, I wasn't really that confident at all. I felt like I came out pretty lethargic. I felt pretty shitty, but my coach was just saying that was me and not my actual performance, but fuck, I know I could fight way better than that.
Did anything surprise you with Shapiro when he came out? You know, he wanted to box to get inside, get you to the ground. Was anything surprising in this fight, or did you expect kind of what he brought?
I was expecting his game plan. What threw me off was his timing and like the distance. He was keeping a lot of pressure, which definitely threw me off, especially early on.
So that's now 2 wins for you in a row. You're 2-2. What do you want next? How quick do you want to get back in the cage? And is there anybody that you want in particular you want to fight?
No one in particular, but I'd love to be back in June. Shout out to Sherry, Irene, Woody, the matchmaker, for putting on a great event and giving us athletes a platform to compete on.
Well, congratulations. You're now 2-2, 2 wins in a row. Your winner, ladies and gentlemen, clean Amin Almelik.
There's your winner, Amin Almelik, moves his record to 2-2 as a professional with an absolute firefight against Dan the Sharpshooter Shapiro. And, you know, that was a razor close fight. Amin had his moments, Shapiro had his moments, but Amin comes out with the victor. And that's a tough one to score.
Tell him to watch it. Now I ain't talking my pockets, just know we ain't running out the way that we stock it. If I got it, you got it. If I call it, she slide and tell her to mop it. Yeah, I got that on. Damn, she took that thing off and bring it around. Going at it till I'm on. Put that 90 in a hole, I'm beating it down. I'm back in that bag again. Whoa, whoa. Oh, say less. I'm back in that bag again. Yeah, yeah. Oh, say less. I'm back in that. Yeah. What you doing?